Welcome. We're here today with another edition of our innovation series, the Connected Cities Innovation. We're really excited to have Raimundo Rodulfo here from the city of Coral Gables. He's a well-respected leader, and thank you for joining us today, Raimundo. Before we start, I'm just going to do a quick piece on our sponsor. If you haven't heard of Omnia Partners and Graybar, this is a pre-competed contract that any government or nonprofit entity can use to purchase, without going to RFP, materials for electric or telecommunications. So we want to thank Graybar for their sponsorship, and you can look up www.graybar.com for more information. That said, Raimundo, over the past few years, we've had the pleasure to come to Coral Gables and do an event at your Smart City, Command Center, Smart City Command Center, I think you call it. Yeah. So with that said, it's very impressive. And what's most impressive is your relationship with the mayor, the police chief, the fire chief, and all that your department does. So I'm going to hand it to you because you can share all the innovations that you're doing. So Raimundo, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Peter. Hello to all your audience, and thank you for all the great things you do for all our communities. A shout out to you and to the work you have done for many years. So I will share my screen and talk a little bit about new projects, research, innovations, and I'm going to share my PowerPoint. And do you see the PowerPoint slide on your screen?
You're in full screen mode.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how we build the capacity for innovation is with connectivity. So everything starts in building that foundation of high-speed communication and having strategic projects over the years. So some of those projects are enterprise systems for digital transformations, to bring the organization and the customers together with digital experience, with automation, with digital efficiencies. The other one talks about priorities on public safety, so building that foundation that we collaborate with the police team, the fire team, and 911 and communications to build a solid foundation of smart policing, smart emergency management, incident response capabilities. And number one priority, the safety of our residents, of our visitors, of our citizens. And other parts is about building that digital experience for the customer. So a lot of content management, digital experience platform, citizen engagement, UX, leveraging AI and advanced technologies also to improve the customer experience. The other part talks about cyber infrastructure. So that foundation of smart buildings, smart corridors, and infrastructure on the districts, smart districts that have the capability to provide hyper-connectivity and hyper automation for mobility, for public safety, for citizen services. And smart city initiatives that are pretty much across all the verticals, but they are innovative in nature, like our digital twin platforms, our smart city hub platform, our IoT sensor network, multimodal traffic sensors, environmental sensors, and AI assisted platforms to manage traffic or to manage situational awareness in our command center, etc. So it's a large portfolio of projects. And if you see to the left, we have that project matrix. So this is one of our smart city strategic management frameworks. So best practices in project management and portfolio management. And you will see the first 5 years from 2016 to 2020, were the first 5 years of my innovation and technology strategic plan when I started as CIO. So I was assistant CIO before. So in 2016, I started this plan with my team. I have an amazing team of leaders and experts in multiple areas and distributed in 4 divisions. And we work together with all city departments and with the city leadership advancing these projects for quality of life. So I'm going to show alignment a little bit in the next slide. So that first period of our innovation and technology strategic plan, I'm happy to say that we exceeded the expectations. So we deployed a lot of capabilities and capacity for everything that came later and for innovation. Now we started in 2021, that second period that we are in the fourth year now and approaching the end of that second period, also in good track to achieve those other exponential capabilities that are building on the capacity that we built in the first 5 years. And of course, building on legacy capacity that we built before 2016 with our team. So we have multiple strategic action plans in alignment with the city's strategic management goals. So we are pretty much one of many other departments that they work together with the city's leadership and with the city commission and the city appointed officials like the city manager. And we execute all these strategies in alignment with those strategic goals and needs and priorities from the community. So I highlighted 3 specific action plans for IT. And like I said, they all are part of this framework that we follow a standard from NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, the NIST Baldrige Framework of Excellence, that allows all departments in the city to align our strategic goals and to report progress and KPIs improvements to the citizens in our annual budget book, for example. So each one of these plans, they align with strategic goals in the city. So if you see, for example, Action Plan 4.1.1, it aligns with city goal number 4, which is city goal number 4 is optimize city processes and operations to provide cost-effective services that efficiently utilize city resources. So that aligns across the board with all departments. In all departments in the city, you will find that goal number 4, and you will find a specific strategic action plans that advance that goal. In our case, that action plan 4.1.1 is citywide horizontal integration of enterprise systems and dashboards. So many of our smart city platforms where we aggregate data and we aggregate resources and we allow to manage all those resources in an integrated capacity, like the Smart City Hub public platform that we implemented in 2018 and we recently revamped, or our digital twin that we implemented a couple of years ago and we recently revamped as well. And our urban analytics platform that leverages AI and bring data from IoT sensors. All those platforms are aggregating data from all the enterprise systems in the city. That allows us to have a unified operating system for the city, for the smart city, where we bridge functions and data domains and eliminate silos and become more efficient in collaboration internally in our organization, but also with organizations outside of the city. Another plan that I'm going to highlight here is citywide paperless processes and digital efficiencies. So all our digital transformation, enterprise systems, city apps, and automation of processes and fall into that action plan. So like our cloud suite ERPs, land management systems, asset management systems, fleet management, waste management systems, smart parking systems. So approaching paperless, improving efficiencies and interoperability through that digital transformation over the years, and scaling to the cloud and bringing capabilities for interoperability between systems like APIs. And our new digital experience platform, city websites, mobile apps, customer relationship management to improve the citizen digital experience. That falls into that plan too. And our public safety enterprise systems that we just went live with a new cloud native enterprise systems for public safety that I'm going to mention too. All them and 911 systems to improve and enhance public safety with data and analytics and predictive analytics. All that falls into that plan. And the other plan I highlighted here is Action Plan 413, is smart and connected districts, buildings, and facilities. And I know that Peter is familiar with what we have been doing over the years under that umbrella, is building those smart districts with broadband, high-speed connectivity, digital inclusion, digital equity for all our constituents, developing fiber optic corridors, wireless point-to-point networks, bringing resiliency to maintain business continuity during hurricanes and other disasters and events and power outages, bringing that capacity that impacts quality of life with mobility, public safety, digital inclusion, high-speed connectivity. And we knew from the times of the pandemic and also before that also powered the ability for us to bring other services like education, telehealth, telework, mobility as a service, connectivity between vehicles, foster innovation, entrepreneurship, job creation, digital literacy. All that is connected. It's connected in all senses. It starts by connecting the dots between the partners in the innovation ecosystem, but then connecting the nodes, connecting the dots and connecting the nodes. Then alignment is key for us. So in our strategic plan that you can find in our city digital library, I'm going to share some links there if you want to look more into what we're doing. And basically, we make sure that all the initiatives I'm going to present today, and I talked a little bit before, they have alignment with the needs and priorities of our residents, of our citizens, our visitors. That means that we have to have that 360 strategic vision approach. We align, for example, with the results of our community surveys that are done every 2 years, and where we know what are the pain points or the areas that the residents and the business owners in the city wants us to focus to improve. It can be traffic, it can be safety, it can be many other things. But we align our innovation and technology strategic plans with those needs and priorities every year. And also with existing city plans. So we understand what other departments' goals and visions are, and we also align together with those to help leverage innovation and technology and best practices to help those other departments achieve their own goals for their customers. Also, we hear from experts in the industry. So recommendations from subject matter experts in the industry, in academia, in universities, in research institutions. And we also hear from everybody in my team, for example, all the members of IT, we do those brainstorming sessions when we listen to every member of our team, how we can make our operations more efficient, how we can help our customers better. And we listen to every department. We meet with every department with steering committees, and we do surveys and design thinking sessions. And we listen to the voice of all the customers in a 360 approach. And also we listen to recommendations from experts in a triple helix model, government, industry, and academia. And recently we have been leveraging tools from artificial intelligence and machine learning to also listen to the discourse, to public sentiment, using analytics solutions. We also align with the UN Sustainable Development Goals, because at the end, we also want to help our community, our country, and our planet. So Peter is familiar with this diagram here. So basically, we have been building this stack of infrastructure and technology and innovating in all those layers of this stack. So to the left, you see a map that shows our city boundaries. We are a coastal community. We are located in the center of Miami-Dade County. We are the home of the University of Miami, a little bit over 50,000 residents, but we have a lot of commuters every day. Every week, we have approximately 1 million vehicles to commute throughout our city through major arteries like US 1 and Bell Road and Red Road and 8th Street. And we also have a vibrant downtown that we receive approximately between 100,000 and 200,000 visitors every day that come to work in Coral Gables, because we are the home of more than 140 multinational corporate headquarters. We recently got FIFA, for example, for the World Cup. The headquarters of the Americas in the World Cup is in Coral Gables, 2 blocks away from my office here. And we have Ryder headquarters moved to Coral Gables. And we have traditionally a lot of organizations that have headquarters for the Americas in Coral Gables, like HBO or IBM or ESRI or Del Monte and many other organizations. So a lot of workers come to Coral Gables. And at the same time, we have also had a lot of companies in tech industry, tech-related verticals that also have been establishing in Coral Gables, attracted in part for what we have been doing. So we have been building the capacity as a smart city, a connected city, and there's a lot of investment coming from tech to our city. Like recently, Apple, for example, opened a major office, 40,000 square feet in Coral Gables. And also Amazon got an entire floor of WeWork, also close to my office here. And we had major IPOs in tech, multi-billion-dollar IPO in tech in multiple verticals like fintech or cybersecurity or health tech, exponential health science investment also, companies in that space also in Korea. So we have been building this stack, starting with building the capacity in communications at the bottom of this stack, building fiber optic corridors, wireless backbones, metropolitan capacity for redundancies to survive hurricanes, and augmenting capacity with wireless, with cellular, and with satellite, and building that foundation of visibility with Internet of Things sensors, smart lighting controllers. I'm going to show you some of the innovations in this space in IoT, multimodal traffic sensors, environmental sensors, connected vehicle fleet, connected transportation, public transportation, and mobility, and aggregating data and leveraging the capacity of AI and machine learning to process millions of data points and derive intelligence for all the stakeholders in our digital platforms, the Smart City Hub, enterprise systems, the digital twin, and serving the ecosystem, which is people-centric, but also has businesses, small and medium businesses, and large corporations in Gables, and entrepreneurial efforts also in that entrepreneurial ecosystem of startups and organizations in all areas. So we have hospitals, healthcare, universities, we have schools, and we have nonprofit organizations, we have community organizations that collaborate as part of this NIST framework of excellence, the NIST Baldrige framework of excellence. And things, all those intelligent infrastructure that connect now, and I'm going to show you some of those innovations in this space too, and IT systems that bring everything together. So let's talk about latest innovations in broadband and connectivity. So we have, before we started this new expansion phase, we had 22 segments, 22 fiber segments, city-owned, underground built fiber segments. And so that dark fiber is pretty much connecting all our buildings and all our district areas and economic zones, and leveraging the capacity to pivot to deploy public Wi-Fi throughout the city, and also implement smart mobility systems, smart poles, smart city poles, sensors, public safety systems like CCTV and automated license plate readers, and geofencing, and speed sensors, and many other capacity for the right of way and for our public areas and facilities like parks or community recreation facilities or community centers. So we have been able to deploy those fiber corridors, and now we are expanding them with 25 more corridors. What do we leverage? We leverage public Wi-Fi. We are able to implement public Wi-Fi mesh networks throughout the city, in public parks, facilities, in the central business districts, wireless point-to-point redundancies, city-owned too, gigabit wireless point-to-point and point-to-multipoint, and wireless safety camera, public safety cameras and sensors like CCTV, ALPR, geofence, traffic sensors for safety, IoT sensors, multimodal traffic, counting like vehicles, pedestrians, and classifying types of vehicles, micromobility, etc. And environmental sensors like air quality, also water quality in our water canals, and economic sensors that measure with the help of AI and crowdsourced analytics, also measure the patterns for business strategies and marketing and economic growth. And smart lighting sensors and controllers throughout the city also for energy efficiency, and smart city AI powered poles that I'm going to show you, that modular technology that we have been deploying over the last 3 years. Smart city kiosks that help the customers to interact, and of course, smart connected buildings. So we are implementing 4 new phases in 4 main corridors. So the Ponce de Leon corridor that is large and is kind of like the spine of the city, connects from north to south. And we are also finishing the mobility corridors, the arts and culture corridors, and the financial corridor we just finished. And we just finished the Ponce de Leon corridor. So those 4 new phases, you see the number 1 and 2 have been completed, and Financial Corridor on Alhambra Circle and Ponce de Leon and University Corridors. So that dark fiber is what allows us also to deploy other systems like kiosks and poles and public Wi-Fi throughout all those corridors and sensors. And we are now, we started this phase building that mobility corridor where we are building high-speed capacity for mobility systems and mobility hubs. That those are projects that are going to start soon in the city, where we are going to have the ability to aggregate a lot of mobility as a service or smart mobility systems in hubs to power the capacity for bring the commuters together to all the multimodal transit options, from the city trolley to the city EV fleet to the transit, Miami-Dade County Transit, the Metro Rail, and other options together. And bring new things like testing of air mobility and EV tolls and robotaxis and other things that we are looking at, like autonomous cargo delivery, urban robotics, and other things for cargo delivery, and also to improve the supply chain in downtown for retail and for businesses. So at the end, what we are building is the capacity to build a regional strategy as a triangle. So this that you see here is Gables that already has built that capacity through all these corridors and broadband corridors and fiber. And we want to collaborate now with this project in the southern area of the city in the US 1 highway corridor. We have the linear park that is called the Underline, that also has a fiber corridor as part of the project. And our projects now are extending our fiber corridors to that area of the city to connect, to intersect the Underline to the south. And we are also extending our corridors to the north to intersect the flagler corridor of the county, Miami-Dade County, areas like Flagami and other areas, and have the opportunity to build that triangle for resiliency and also for collaboration at a regional level. So this is the kind of like a regional strategy, regional vision that is above and beyond of what we are doing, but we also think that not only we are building this for Gables, we are also building this for our entire South Florida community and building capacity that other partners and municipalities can collaborate with us and help underserved communities and help the youth to get digital literacy and opportunities for upskilling and opportunities for things like this that you see below. Another dream that can be built on this capacity is an innovation community center or a techno park, like I call it. Remember, in the facilities like this, when I was an engineer in the industry during the 90s, I used to work with Motorola in northern Chicago areas in techno parks like this that brought partners and entrepreneurship and startups and big techs together to innovate. And also, when I did projects in Silicon Valley, also I saw that happening in the early 2000s. And I always dreamt that in Gables we could build something like this in collaboration with all our partners, a techno park where we have city R&D and laboratories that we currently have in the city in other places, but bringing them to this facility, and a second floor of training labs and center with industry to train in all the skills of the fourth industrial revolution and beyond. And having big techs also part of this fishbowl ecosystem to cross-pollinate and sharing space, also with innovators and kind of like researchers that are building synergies and joint ventures. So having some sort of like a fishbowl effect that I saw it in the 90s, in the era of the internet and when we were building capacity on cellular networks. So I foresee that having a facility like this that we built on the hyperconnectivity and hyperautomation we are already building, and then innovation ecosystem we are already building here in the city, we can collaborate with the county and with the linear park and create that triangle for economic zones, for job creation, upskilling, regional projects also, collaboration projects. and creating jobs and giving the opportunity to students like the ones we have in our lab. I'm going to show you that next, giving opportunity to young students and young graduates from universities, local universities like FIU, Miami-Dade College, to also being part of this opportunity to bring the minds together and create opportunities for upskilling. So the smart cities are physical systems in IoT that we continue to innovate on that space. Over the years, we have had all sorts of devices implemented over 10 years for traffic analytics, for public safety, for corp management, for water quality, etc. throughout our network. I'm not going to go on this because this is what we have been doing for 10 years. I'm going to talk about what we're doing now and going to the future. And we have this project of consolidating, hyper-integrating the different IoT technologies that we have into a smart city modular poles. So our first prototype, the first in North America of this kind, this was developed by aerospace engineers. So it follows the modularity you see in aerospace or in the ISS, for example, where basically it's like a plug and play where you have all the different modules and you can mix and match depending on the uses that you want to provide. So we did the first prototype in 2021 when we discovered this technology at CES 2020. And so we had this prototype done in the financial district version 1. And we helped the company to re-engineer a little bit the pole to meet some of our communication standards in my team and also to meet the ASCE standards for civil engineering for wind loads, because we are in South Florida where this technology that is built in Germany and Europe and implemented in other places was not designed initially to withstand Category 5 winds in our South Florida area. So it had to be re-engineered with structural engineers in our city to meet those requirements of 175 miles per hour winds. Then we worked with the manufacturer to re-engineer it to version 2. And it was able to be reinstalled without having to do any construction because it's modular. Basically, we just replaced the modules in version 2 in the financial district. Then in 2023, we worked together with Pininfarina, an Italian industrial design firm, famous for designing the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris, but also they are in all spaces. They are in architecture, in design of all kind of systems and appliances. So they help us to work together with Aiken, the electronic engineering company, and Pininfarina to redesign the pole with a custom Coral Gables version that also takes into consideration the aesthetics and the architectural DNA of the city, which is Mediterranean revival from the times of our founder, George Merrick, almost 100 years ago. So you see this version here, you see members of my staff here when we unveiled the new version that was custom designed together with Pininfarina and Aiken with assistance from the University of Miami School of Architecture, the dean also. So these are all the different modules that we incorporate, and depending on the different uses, for environmental sensing or for traffic safety, or for visibility and CCTV or ALPR or red light cameras, type of sensor capacity. So we mix and match depending on the different uses. This is talking a little bit about the design process of the new poles. So we wanted to incorporate that Mediterranean revival and city architectural DNA to the process. So Pininfarina worked with our city and to capture that legacy and history and incorporate that into the design. Like, for example, this design was inspired by the archways that you see in the city, in different architectural elements of the city. Or this module, for example, this design, twisted module, incorporates the twisted elements that you see in those columns, the Mediterranean architectural elements in the city. Or these architectural elements of the overhangs and blossoms from nature and also from, for example, the Biltmore Hotel, which is an emblematic, iconic building in our city were incorporated into this cert design. So we have these 3 new designs that are installed in different places of our city, and basically brings together the history, aesthetics, and strong technological capabilities all together in a way that is harmonious with the built environment. Other things that we are doing have to do with mobility and parking, and I'm not going to talk about a lot of things that have been done over the years, and I'm going to talk a little bit about new things. Like now, for example, in our new smart parking garages, we are implementing this technology that basically leverage a lot of capabilities of CCTV, NALPR, automation, mobile apps, and the ability for the customer to have a seamless experience when they are entering our new garages. So right next to this building, we finished the latest facility with this technology. It's a parking guidance technology, and you may be familiar if you have visited the Disney World. It's the same technology they use in Disney World garages, or in some of the major airports in the country use this technology too. It's gateless, it's automated, and it has 360 high capacity optical sensors that can get multiple spots at the same time, and uses computer vision and analytics, and interconnects with our payment systems like Pay by Phone, for example, and creates a seamless experience. Basically, like it's gateless and it's touchless. And it's ready, it's future ready for connected vehicles that are coming up now and in the future, where they are going to be able to seamlessly also connect to those systems. And drones, we have been implementing UAS and drone technology for many years and using them for many purposes, from drone delivery during hurricanes and rescue recon, or to inspect telecom towers, or during COVID to inspect testing sites, for many purposes. But now, one of the latest implementation of these technologies in the city is the police department now is a new partnership with a manned drone technology. Now they can have a drone responding in 3 minutes anywhere in the city when there's a 911 call and somebody needs help. So that really provides another layer of rapid response to emergencies, having those manned drone programs that are able to deploy a drone anywhere in the city in 3 minutes to help or to respond to an emergency. Also, in our lab, we are doing research now with the help from graduate students from universities on drone control, and I'm going to show some of those too. We continue to leverage the ability of doing computer vision, video analytics in our intelligent community center, and a community intelligence center, sorry, and in our EOC and in our smart city labs and data centers. Recently, what has happened recently, we have incorporated the data from AI-powered services like Spectrus.ai that we use to do traffic engineering with that data, or Placer.ai. We also do it for marketing and economic development programs to understand traffic and behavioral analytics in our economic zones. We send City to understand public sentiment, for example, in analytics. So that's AI-powered crowdsourced data that augments our AI-powered analytics that we have in our urban analytics platform and systems. So that augments the data we are getting hyperlocally from our sensors. We are also getting that data from the industry, and using it also to correlate insight, which is AI-powered. LiDAR, so we have been implementing this technology for years and digitizing all the 300 miles of roads in the city and creating that digital twin with LiDAR data. What's happening new, that now we are adding trees to the LiDAR technology. We have been using other systems to catalog trees and do tree asset management. Now with the new technologies, we are expanding. Now we are going to categorize not only all the right-of-way assets in the city using computer vision and AI, like the street signs, right-of-way assets, roads, curb, gutters, road conditions. All those things are going to continue to be captured through LiDAR, but now we are adding other objects in the terrain like trees as well, which we have been categorizing with other systems, but now we are adding that extra capacity. And continue leveraging AI. So we have many AI use cases over the past 10 years or more. What is new? So we have been using AI for computer vision, to training models for traffic analytics, to augment our crime intelligence center with predictive analytics. We have been using it for crowdsourcing analytics like the ones that I showed before. We have been using it on LiDAR to predict road deterioration, for example, with machine learning, random forest models. Or we have been using it in cybersecurity for advanced threat detection, for situational awareness. But recently, we have added new capabilities of AI for traffic control. And I'm going to show you a research project we are doing with the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory of the Department of Energy that leverage AI now for traffic control and optimization of traffic intersections. And we have also incorporated AI in our enterprise systems, our new cloud-based enterprise systems that have robotic process automation capabilities, or RPA. We have been incorporating generative AI capabilities to our chatbots too, by integrating using chat GPT or GPT-4 interfaces, or Gen AI capabilities from Microsoft or from Google as well, to incorporate those to our different use cases. And our Smart City Hub, we know we implemented this platform in 2018. It has been an award-winning platform because it has recognized by organizations like NIST, for example, as a way to provide digital value to the citizens in one platform that aggregates enterprise systems, transparency portals, citizen engagement tools, data from IoT sensors that help businesses and residents and researchers shared with the public. And so that digital supermarket, we recently revamped the digital experience of the Smart City Hub. So if you go today, it has been completely redesigned and revamped and enhanced with more digital tools and transparency platforms, and also with citizen experience type of platforms and apps. A lot of new apps, and like the new city mobile app and AI chatbots and other capabilities. And more than 2,000 open data sets that are shared with the public through open APIs. So it can be used by startups or by researchers, by students, etc. And by the way, I invite everyone to visit our Smart City Hub in coragables.com/Smart City Hub. Then our digital twin is like the Smart City Hub on a 3D environment. Now you have that geospatial capabilities, that immersive experience also to navigate the city in a 3D environment that resembles the city structures and roadways and utilities, but also incorporates real-time data. So basically, you can have like an operating system of the city where horizontally integrated data from all enterprise systems is visualized in a 3D model. So the first version of the digital twin looked like this to the right. I call it the metallic digital twin. It's version 1. From that was homegrown in my team, with a collaboration between our GIS lab, our systems engineering team, our network team. So it was a all hands on deck work to interconnect all the different data elements and enterprise systems in one platform. Now, this is the new version that we just launched last year. It's the new version of the digital twin, version 2.0. Now we incorporate advanced photogrammetry, and now the objects look more realistic. So a lot of improvements were done in this new version of the digital twin. We are now integrating Web3 elements like augmented and mixed reality capabilities to the digital twin. We are testing in our labs, for example, like doing the virtual inspections using headsets, using VR headsets. So I'm going to show you a little bit about the experiments in the lab. So I invite everybody to visit our digital twin in coragables.com/digital twin. That's what I call our smart city operating system. So Peter, you mentioned you visited some of our facilities like our Emergency Operations Center, our Community Intelligence Center, our Training Center, Communication Centers. So we are continuously improving. So now we are implementing new computer vision systems here, like next generation. So we keep doing upgrades and improvements to these technologies that you see here. We are in hurricane season now, so we are constantly using this technology when we aggregate all the data in one place to inform emergency managers, decision makers, first responders, city leaders during an activation. Our data center also keeps being upgraded with new stack and technologies. We have our labs, we have our virtual reality and simulation labs and centers for police, for example, where they can test different scenarios, response scenarios for law enforcement or for SWAT or for fire using this virtual reality capacity. And enterprise systems. So now what is new? So we started, for example, in 2017, implementing a lot of new cloud-based enterprise systems for community recreation and for asset management. Recently, we added to asset management, we added a smart waste management system that now brought a paperless and optimized process for waste management. So basically, all the workers now, the sanitation workers, they have mobile devices connected to a cloud-based system, and we do route optimization, but also it's a paperless process, and also is bringing the multimedia of the sites where they are working on for solid waste collection, and allows the customer to also have more visibility and data of their routes when they are covered. So improves management with fleet management as well. So we have been bringing new technologies. I talk about LiDAR. We integrated LiDAR to our asset management systems. So those are things that have been deployed recently. And our land management and electronic permit system keeps improving every year now that we keep optimizing the capabilities of the enterprise systems. But also we started adding other components like 3D mapping components to the permit management, to the electronic permit and code enforcement and licensing system. We are using 3D platforms now in collaboration with multiple partners and improving the hardware. Now we have a paperless process completely that started in 2021, but we have been improving that paperless process in our Center for Development Services, the Development Services Center, where we process all the requests from contractors and for construction projects. Now, last year, we went live with one of the last pieces of our digital transformation process, that strategic plan that I mentioned of digital efficiency. This is our ERP for financial and HR. Is cloud-based, and is completely integrated with all the functions of financial, supply chain, HR, workforce management. So it was a big improvement to our system, replacing some of the last legacies that we had, pretty much. Basically, the last legacy system that we had was replaced with this. And the same with digital experience. We implemented the new Salesforce mobile app with chatbots. We integrated the chatbots to our AIDA chatbot in the city, so we have a seamless AI experience. And recently, we implemented our new Drupal digital experience platform to improve the city's websites and integrate them with the Smart City Hub. Basically, we have been doing a lot to improve the digital experience with these new mobile apps and city websites and platforms that bring AI, bring automation, and better design too. And this year, this was the last major enterprise system that we had to implement to replace all the legacy systems in the city. We went live with our cloud-native public safety cloud suite that basically provides those automation, data-driven capabilities for police, fire, and 911 center, and for dispatch. So a lot of efficiencies now in these new cloud-based systems. So we have achieved one of our major vision platforms or paradigms, what we call the horizontal integration of all our systems in the city, which you see in this diagram here. and implementation of best practices across the board with all enterprise systems. So we have arrived to this place that we wanted to be for many years with those new digital transformation projects and enterprise systems. That basically we eliminated silos, we integrated all the systems, we are scaled to the cloud, and we have central management with our smart city hub and our digital twin that integrates all those different verticals and allows us to connect to external partners, universities, supercomputers, counties, etc. Collaborations keep adding more and more and more partners, like you see here, all universities and institutions. And we have received many other awards and recognition from these institutions for all these different projects. We have continued to do a lot of projects in our lab. So we have a GIS and IoT lab where over the years we have had more than 120 interns, from high school to graduate to undergrad to postdoc to PhD. So we had them all here for more than 10 years, and they have helped us to implement a lot of research and projects together with our GIS lab manager. And these are some of the recent projects. So you see, this is the cohort that we had this year in sprint and winter sprint. And we have a new cohort that just started for summer. We have from University of Miami, Florida International University, FIU, Miami-Dade College. We have Elon University from North Carolina, interns. Syracuse University from New York. We have some interns from Syracuse. We have had researchers from MIT, from Carnegie Mellon. So we have a lot of collaboration with universities across the country, UC Berkeley, Stanford. And now we have high school, like Coral Gables High School, Doral Academy, Gulliver Academy. So we have high school students that are brilliant at collaborating in this ecosystem and doing applications in augmented reality like this. We just launched a metaverse augmented reality version of the city for the centennial. So the visitors can do a virtual tour of the city with those augmented reality systems. And our AI AIDA can provide information about sites, historic sites, arts in public places, etc. We do digital fabrication. We have a maker's corner there, 3D printing, and we print now any device or any appliance that we need to mount. We are able to print some of those elements. And now we are going to start making some IoT devices ourselves. And basically, so we have a lot of collaboration with NIST as well. Some use cases that NIST has published about our digital twin, our smart transportation. And NIST recently launched the first time that a federal agency in the US launches a smart city strategic plan. And I'm proud to say that Coral Gables was a participant in the development of that plan. They came here to our center and they to strategize on the creation of this plan, also with George Mason University. And the plan was published this year. So I invite everybody to read this plan. And with Coral Gables is one of the case studies also that helped to create this plan as a national strategy, as a federal strategy for smart cities. And AIDA, our artificial intelligence digital assistant, we have continued to evolve AIDA. We started as a pilot, as a still lab pilot with a scientist from MIT. We continued improving it in-house with University of Miami. We launched NLP capabilities. Now, in phase 3, one of our software engineers re-engineered AIDA and integrated with ChatGPT and with large language models. Now AIDA has the ability to incorporate a lot of ontology and knowledge from those different domains using generative AI as well. In the first phase, I call it cyber physical AIDA. We are integrating AIDA with our physical elements like physical kiosks, public kiosks as an avatar. We integrated AIDA with our augmented reality, immersive tools and experience. And I'm foreseeing to integrate AIDA with urban robotics, with robot ambassadors as companions in our adult activity center or ambassadors for the children centers like the youth center, for example, to interact with children and with visitors. So there's more to come with AIDA in the near future. This is our research with the Department of Energy and the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory. It's a project called AutonomIA. Basically, we are optimizing the traffic signal intersections by controlling using AI and reading data from city sensors, from roadside units, and from the vehicles, the connected vehicles, the basic safety messages from the vehicles, and controlling the signal phase and timing, this part of the traffic lights with intelligent controllers. We started field testing. We are in the second year of this research, funded by the Advanced Research Project Agency. This is the diagram that shows how we are controlling now with this new system, the intersections, using a digital twin developed by one of the partners. So the partners are the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, TTS that makes the in-car technology, Unex Traffic, part of Siemens, that makes the intelligent controllers, Aimson, part of Siemens too, that makes the digital twin and the traffic models and simulators. UC Berkeley, our academic partner that is building the models for carbon emissions calculations, and our team in the city. We are the test bed and the smart city partner in this project. So we are in the second year, and we started field testing. So next year, we're going to start seeing the gains in idling time, reduction in carbon emissions, and reduction in trip time and time at the intersections. In our downtown area, we have 3 corridors that we are testing this technology. And these are some of the partners that we have across the country, some of the events we do, like the hackathons and the laboratory projects and meetings with thought leaders across the country to scale what we are doing and also learn from what they're doing in other areas. We started an incubator called Gables Tech Tank now that we are also building the curriculum to train the local workforce with this new technology like AI or data science or full stack development. So basically we continue to collaborate and look into the future. And this is the link that I told you before. We have that QR code. Here you can visit our Smart City Digital Library. There you will find all these platforms that I mentioned, the Smart City Hub, the new digital twin version, all the papers we have published, and also our strategic plan when we explain a little bit what we have doing, and our bulletin with our newsletter and our stories. So this is it. This is a photo of our great team here in the Innovation and Technology Department. And if you have any question, Peter. No.
I don't, let's see, oops, there we go. How do we, if you unshare, we'll come back to full screen. But Raimundo, that, oops, I'm blurred there. Okay. Raimundo, that was an excellent synopsis, and I actually do have one question. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on how you collaborate with the county, Miami-Dade County, because you guys have such technological prowess and they have so many demands. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So we collaborate on multiple ways. We have, for example, data sharing agreements with the county. We were able to integrate our GIS systems. So now we share data seamlessly with the county on right-of-way, assets and projects, capital improvement projects. We share data, for example, with traffic incidents or events like the MOT. So the county knows what we're doing. We know what the county is doing. And that helps to increase the efficiencies for projects. And also we identify opportunities for collaboration. So if you visit our digital twin, you will see a complete section on county interoperability of projects with the water and sewer, or with transit, Department of Transportation, etc. And that's one side, so collaborating on data. We also integrated our transit systems. So we were the first city in the county that integrated our public transit system, our city trolley, which is a free service that we have more than 1 million riders annually on our fleet of connected vehicles. And we integrated our fleet system to the county's transit system. So now if you are trying to find the best way to commute anywhere in the county and to Coral Gables, now the Coral Gables trolley is part of the recommendation from Google Maps or from the county's transit app, Swiftly app. So we do those kind of things too, to interoperate with data in real time. The other collaboration with the county is anything that has to do with smart city projects that have multi-jurisdictional type of capabilities. So you saw that triangle that I mentioned there. So we have these discussions with the county constantly how we can interconnect our data domains to share data in other areas too, like in public safety, like in transit and traffic safety, and also collaborate on anything that has to do with economic development, like in incubators, digital literacy programs. So we have collaborated with the county in some of those programs. We also have mutual aid agreements with the county. Anything that is public safety, our 911 PSAP systems are interconnected. So we have latest generation. We just implemented next gen 911. So you can do text to 911. And that's done together with the county. We integrated our PSAP systems also for resilience. So those are some of the many other ways. The other one is at a people level. Basically, we collaborate closely with the leaders of the Miami-Dade County, Anna Chamas, Margaret Brisbane. We are always together in conferences, sharing ideas, talking about projects. I know that Anna Chamas, she looks a lot about things that we do in Gables. We also look a lot about things that they do there with digital equity and digital inclusion. So we collaborate, we learn from each other. So we have that symbiotic relationship. But at the same time, we are sharing data in real time, we are connecting our systems, and we are discussing collaboration in all these projects.
Excellent. I will thank you so much for participating, Raimundo, and we'll see you December 4th when we bring the Connected Cities Tour to Coral Gables. So thanks again, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you, Peter, as always.
Bye-bye.
Bye.